An incarcerated individual at Arkansas Valley Correctional Facility. This call is not private. It will be recorded and used and monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Hello, John. Listen to this. We're on, bro. All right. You ready? You ready to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause, I don't know when I'll be able to get back on. These phones are booked up, right?
Well, don't worry. We're just going to do this one, and then we'll worry about that later.
All right.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Prison Liberation and Redemption Program. And today, my guest is John Greschner. Let me introduce him. John, introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you. My name is John Greschner. I'm in Colorado Department of Corrections in the Arkansas Valley Correctional Facility in Ordway, Colorado. My address is 12750 Highway 96 at Lane 13, Ordway, Ordway, Colorado, 81034. I'm a federal prisoner doing 2 life sentences for murder and conspiracy to commit murder. I'm in the state prison system because I filed a bunch of lawsuits in the feds. They kicked me out, and I ended up over here. I've been a member of the Aryan Brotherhood for decades. I'm National Commission, me, Barry Mills, T.D. Bingham, and I'm doing this program, an introduction thing, kind of a background information thing on me. But I want to go into clarifying misinformation in culture and books and all that have been coming out about the Aryan Brotherhood, about me, and about a bunch of other guys. Government misconduct, illegal intelligence unit that supermaxes over in the ABX, and a lot of other stuff that was going on. There's a lot of stories about gangland and all that. We can talk about all of that, but it's very important to get out what's actually going on in these prisons, the government that's behind it, and resulting in prisoners' deaths, race wars, gang wars, all that. That's what's going on.
So start out by telling us about yourself, man. Start out by giving us a little, like, you know, like how you.
Okay. All right. Well, I was arrested in October 1968. I've been down ever since. I've been in prison for the last 56 years.
Wow.
Got 38 of it in solitary confinement. The time I'm doing right now is what I picked up in jail. It was over gambling games, turned into a dispute. Guy was, him and some friends were talking about killing me and another guy. They tried to ambush us. It turned into a knife fight in the Center Hall at Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary. I killed him in a knife fight. In a book that recently came out, they said I did a public execution because he owed us $1,000, and I did a public execution in front of government officials. That's not true. An informant at a racketeering, a federal racketeering case we had in Santa Ana, California, said I killed him because he told on people for robbing banks. That's not true. When I was originally indicted, the U.S. attorney jumped up in the courtroom, said, "Your Honor, this man's a member of the Aryan Brotherhood. He's a contract killer, and this is a contract killing to keep the victim from going back out to California and testifying for the people." That's not true either. The truth of the matter is this dude owed us $1,200, $1,500. I borrowed him from the games till he paid his debts. He didn't like it. He got a knife. Him and a partner of his moved on me and a friend of mine, a Japanese dude.
John.
And my jury was out 3 days, tried to find me not guilty of self-defense twice. But we had a bunch of political baggage going on at the time because 3 guards in the federal prison system had been killed, 2 at Marion and 1 in Oxford, and an informant who was lying put me in the middle of it. He said there's a conspiracy by the Aryan Brotherhood to kill federal officials. They believed it. 5 years later, they finally came back around, so we realized that was a mistake on our part, but they believed it at the time. And so, you know, that's what led to my convictions. I should have beat the case, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. So I've done 28 years in the federal prison system in Marion, Illinois, when it was the new Alcatraz. I did 1 year in Leavenworth when I picked up that case that I just talking about right now, and I did 8 years. I opened up Supermax in Florence, ADX, Colorado, the only acknowledged black site on American soil. I've done time in the California Department of Corrections from Pelican Bay in the north and the shoes up there all the way down to Ironwood, down to South Quentin, Folsom, Corcoran, High Desert, all them places. So, you know, I kind of been around the country, man, and I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of the truth on what's really going on. So that's what I'm doing this for. And now at this late stage of the game, I teach meditation, deep meditation, self-healing, Siddha yoga meditation, Buddhism meditation. I've been doing that all around the country, and it's helping a lot of people. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, well, hey, tell us about Barry Mills. You knew him very well. You were cool with the dude, right?
Yeah, well, me and Barry, I go back to the mid-'70s, 1970s with Barry Mills. Me and him were on the National Commission together. He, myself, and T.D. Bingham. Me and Barry was cool. Barry was a good brother, and then he kind of got stuck in the feds, and it, you know, and then another brother named Slow kind of got it in his head because we were doing a lot of business with the Italians, with John Gotti and Nicky Scarfo. And Slow put it in Barry's head that, you know, he should kind of fancy himself as a godfather or a boss. But our organization didn't run that way. We had a 3-man commission, and we had some guys under us. But basically, we didn't have any bosses, man. The commission made all the rules. And Barry had some beefs with some brothers. He was trying to put some informant jackets on them. And it takes two commissioners to green light a brother. We got no hands policies. You can't even raise your hands to a brother. Even another brother can't do it. If you do, you're going to get whacked for that. Nobody else can put their hands on a brother. For anything to happen to a brother, 2 commissioners have to green light it, have to okay it. So Barry pulled me in because TD was at Leavenworth. He was the 3rd commissioner. And he's telling me like 4 or 5 guys are informed. I said, well, where's the evidence? There is no evidence. So I said, listen, I'm not rubber stamping that. You're going to have to get with TD, and he's not going to do it either. And I went and told all the other fellas that were there in D unit with us at Marion. I said, listen, that's what he's doing. There's a common denominator that runs through all that. He's been having problems with these guys over the oldies but the goodies. Drugs, money, and politics. And now he's trying to, you know, put informant jackets on. But listen, man, there's no evidence of that. Call it what it is. Don't start smutting people down. So he didn't really like it, and I told all the fellas, you know our laws, if anybody gets involved in that, anything happens to a brother, everybody involved is going to get whacked. That's just how it is. Those are our laws. That shit's carved in stone on the face of the mountain. There's no gray areas. Well, Barry didn't like it, and so I had to go to him and tell him, listen, man, you know, don't you ever try to give me an order to go kill somebody. If somebody needs to get killed over there, you get your knife, I'll get mine, we'll go kill them together. You're my brother, not my boss. AB stands for Aryan Brotherhood, not Aryan Brotherhood. And he didn't seem to appreciate that, but, you know, those are the laws, man. So I get moved over to the other side of the block. I'm over there with the fellows over there. A few months later, I get wrapped up on a conspiracy, vicious rumors, conspiracy to hijack aircraft and escape from Marion, so I'm going away for a while. In the meantime, a guy came in from Boston named Kevin Rhodes. I didn't trust him. I told Barry, do not trust this guy. In retrospect, I believe he was an FBI plan. He turned out 7 years later he was missing in action. He rolled over, was the first guy in that illegal intelligence unit at the ADX in Florence, Colorado, where they're fabricating racketeering cases on us, on other prisoners, on U.S. citizens, and on foreign nationals. All this came out later, man. When a guy rolled out of that unit, Danny Weeks, I encouraged him to write the newspapers about it. He did, and westwardnews.com called The Broken Code, the year 2000. And 5 years later, there was another one called Bringing Down the Brotherhood. Danny was claiming to be a brother, an Aryan, you know, a member in the Aryan Brotherhood, a shot caller. He never was. He's a bullshit artist. But at least it gives you some insight into what was going on in this unit. The thefts of national security documents and all that. So I know all the facts and all. I had to go through Jackie Reed on BET News to go up to the White House, Condoleezza Rice, to get the national security documents back to the agencies. There's a big thing they're trying to fabricate a case on the Nation of Islam. Farrakhan, I warned Jackie Reed. She got with Farrakhan, warned him. There's all kinds of stuff that we need to go into in other sessions here. And this is all independently verifiable. So anyhow, Barry didn't like it. He started talking shit about me when I'm away in the hole. Kevin Rhodes told the cops that got us put on separation. For the next 7 years, I'm down in the shoes And I'm hearing from cops, what are me and Bill's beefing about? I tell him, I ain't got no beef with nobody. Finally, I told the unit manager in the shoe down there in the ADX, I told him, listen, man, hypothetically speaking, you got that, right? Hypothetically speaking, he says, okay. I says, if me and him got a beef, if he's got some hard feelings about something with me, he'll get over it. He said, he'll get over it. I says, that's right. He said, okay, John. So I got out to the main line in 99. We were all in C unit for a minute, and we had to get the encryption systems together and all to communicate between the blocks because they're building these A ranges to put all the tips on to lock us down. We're on the main line, but we're in these tips. So
where, Marion?
we did that. No, this said the ADX.
This is the ADX.
All
right.
Because we had a war going with the DC Blacks because they just decided, well, let's just jump on all the whites, and they jumped on a couple of us at Marion.
Right.
And people that kicked the war off. A lot of people got killed over that. The federal government was involved in putting us up in Lewisburg. When the director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, when the investigation went down in the United States Congress, House Judiciary Committee, Kathleen Hawk Sawyer testified in front of the Congress Judiciary Committee. Says, listen, Lewisburg is off limits to any active Aryan Brotherhood or Mexican Mafia who are our allies. So what happened? Right when these guys did this, they went to Marion, went to Big Al, Tweak, JC, Jason, and Wayne Bridgewater said, hey, you guys want to get out of Marion and not go through the step-down program? They said, hell yeah. They said, we're going to send you to Lewisburg. They says, cool. They already knew, because one of the guys that was talking all this shit, talking about, I got 300 comrades up in Lewisburg. This is a DC black named T. He said, we'll just surround all them crackers and smoke all of them. They sent him up there, so they sent them up there, them 5 right behind him. And hey, the shit cracked off, and 2 of the DC blacks got stabbed to death. 3-4 more got chopped up, proper. T got stabbed up like 28 times. It just wasn't his time to go. But the government knew about that and put people up there anyhow. Same thing at Marion. We got a racketeering indictment there. That was Mac, David Sahagian, Conan, all of them. They killed the DC black there and stabbed up some more. The government deliberately took them off a range, says, we've got orders from the central office in Washington, D.C. to de-gang you guys. By God, that's what we're going to do. Cuff up. They had a SWAT team at the end of the tier. Grabbed Conan, and another dude took him down on A range. But there's like 14 DC blacks that have been howling for blood ever since the Lewisburg thing. They put them in the cells, opened the cells up for wreck, rolled out. A couple of DC blacks came out with knives. They took the knives from them, killed one of the DC blacks, stabbed up some more. They shut it down, went right back up on the tier, grabbed 2 more dudes, white dudes, that they're saying are AB. They already hooped their steel, got it up in that ass. Took them down there, opened the doors for it. They rolled out, started stabbing up some more. The government's stirring this shit up. I'm gonna tell you something. I got with it. I sent a letter to Al Sharpton, National Action Committee. He seems to be concerned about blacks. I was telling him all about this. I'll be a witness in investigations and wrongful deaths. He didn't even answer. Yeah. Went through BET News, told them about it. Was trying to get with the families of dead DC black prisoners. Right. No lawyers seem to give a fuck about it. So these are the battles we're fighting. In the ADX over there, you may have remembered a dude, James Owens, called himself Owen Zeal. He's a good friend of mine, a black dude out of Baltimore. He was trying to stop the race shit going on that was being stirred up by the cops at the ADX. When he was on rec with us, a counselor stepped out there and told us, why don't you guys kill that fucking nigger? Those were his exact words.
Oh, wow.
A counselor at the ADX said that. There was a dude, a black dude named Britt Bay, a Muslim. They were trying to hire him to hit Owen Zeal. He went and told Owen Zeal about it, exposed it. They told him, we'll give you a knife. We'll transfer you out of the ADX. You'll never come back here, and we'll work on getting you to the streets. Just go on and kill Owen Zeal. He exposed it to Owen Zeal. They lynched Britt Bay. They found him back in C Block hanging. All this is factual. So this is the shit we've been fighting, right? And then all this stuff comes out in popular media and books and all that with a lot of misinformation, disinformation. Some of it, I don't know if it's just straight up, they're just fabricating shit on us. They got shit that came out in Pete Early's book about me testifying against, the rumor is I testified in the drug case and I'm on separation from the brand for that. That's why I'm on the state. That's not true. I was, after my testimony in Mac's case where I was his expert witness on gangs, I was on the main line at the ADX for the next 4 years, from October 1999 to October 2003, when I wouldn't settle and shut down this lawsuit against the Assistant Director Michael Cooksey in Washington, D.C., Hershberger in the North Central Regional Office, and all the upper administration of the ADX, Warden Pugh, A.W. Gallegos, SIS Lieutenant Smith, the attorney there at Grundy, and 3 informants I'm suing. Gene Bentley, Kevin Rhodes, and Danny Weeks. I wouldn't shut it down. They kidnapped me, sent me out to California, and gave me an indeterminate shoe program in Pelican Bay.
Did they validate you?
Huh?
Did they validate you?
Yeah, validated me, Aryan Brotherhood, but they fucked up. They used my federal validation.
Okay.
They didn't use the California validation. And they forgot one thing: I do law. So I 602'd it. That's a grievance office out there. They had to let me out of the shoe. I went on beat yard at Pelican Bay. Was there for a couple of months. Sent me down to Corcoran. I just bounced around California for the next 11 years.
You were out there 11 years?
11 years, yeah. On all level 4 180s and level 4 270s.
Damn.
And then they took the California Department of Corrections medical under federal receivership because it's so fucking bad. And they had a class action going on for 20 years. They took it in the federal receivership and says, listen, you're going to lower the population in this system, because they said the max capacity is 100,000. There was over 190-some thousand of us out there. They said, because you can't provide proper and adequate medical care to so many people, you're going to lower it, or we're going to take your whole system away from you. That's when they started pulling the plug on all of us. I thought I was going back to the ADX. That was in December of 2014. I ended up in this system here.
Yeah. Well, at least you got out of the madness, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, it's all madness. By varying degrees, it's all madness. It's the same thing, right? Like, I teach Buddhism. I teach meditation. I teach the true meaning of the swastika, the lightning bolts. That's the Kala chakra, the wheel of time. The lightning bolts are called the Vajrayana, the vehicle of lightning. That's you take those, you awaken those spiritual energies in deep meditation. I've been meditating, doing that secret shit, man, out of the Himalayas since 1971. I started with transcendental meditation. Now I do Siddha yoga and all that. Anyhow, they got so nervous. They ran a SWAT team in on us, dragged us out, took their cell phones out, mugshot all of us, stripped us out, and searched my Buddhist thing. Then Intel came in from Colorado Springs the next day, and then like a couple of weeks later, Intel came in from Colorado Springs from the ADX and the Federal Bureau of Prisons, an SIS intel agent, and another one flew in from the West Coast named Schneider from the National Counterterrorism Unit, saying, man, John, what are you doing? I tell him, man, I'm teaching liberation, man. He says, the warden, everybody's panicking. They think you're recruiting for the Aryan Brotherhood. I tell them, I ain't recruiting for shit. But that's how they're panicking. This shit is out of control, and we're trying to straighten it up and get out what's really going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's what it's all about, man. We got to, redeem ourselves. We got to rehabilitate ourselves. That's the shit we're doing. I do a lot of deep meditation when I help. I do 3 levels of meditations. I show you how to still the mind, then how to go beyond body consciousness into the dream states, do lucid dreaming, self-healing. And that's the intermediate state. And in the advanced state, I show you how to go into the transcendental stuff, piercing the seals on the chakras, going up into the crown chakra, into the liberation states, man, transcendental states.
Okay, let me stop you here, bro. Let me stop you here, because we're getting ready to hit that 1 minute mark. We're going to come back and do some more stuff. All right, so we're going to do some more stuff in another time, and I'll
call you when I can. There's a bunch of people waiting for the phone right now.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll.
This is session 1.
We'll get some more stuff.
Session 2.
Yeah.
Okay, session 2. Session 2 will be clarifying a lot of misinformation in books and culture about what's really going on.
All right.
That'll be session 2. We're going to go into Early's books and a whole bunch of other stuff that's in the medias. This, you got to remember, I go back almost 50 years with the Aryan Brotherhood. I go back almost 50 years with the brand, right? I know all the players from the California system to out here in the federal system, and what's going on. Anyhow, listen, good talking to you guys.
All right, brother.
Stay safe. Hey, happy New Year to you and everybody listening out there on the internet. And you guys stay safe. And if anybody's got any questions, just shoot me a wire.
There you go, John.
I'll talk to you next time, man. Take care, man. Stay up, and thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
All right, later.
The caller has hung up.
In the next episode, John will be back on, and we'll hear some more in-depth information and probably some crazy ass stories too, because he's been involved in some of the craziest shit you'll ever imagine in prison, man. Yeah, he's well, you can hear from talking to him. Yeah, he's an interesting person. So we're gonna close it down now. All right. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and we'll be back again with a new episode of Prison Liberation and the Redemption Program.